It's late at night, and even though you're not hungry, you keep looking in the pantry for something sweet, salty, crunchy, exciting, and maybe you find it and you keep eating. And the next day, you don't feel so good. Plus, this is not how you want to be nourishing yourself. Why does this keep happening to you? One common scenario is that we end up in that situation of eating a bit much at night despite not being hungry, because during the day we override the natural activation and deactivation system that is built into your biology. The way your nervous system works is anytime that you do something, anytime that you accomplish something, that task typically has an end, and at the end of the task, there's a bit of an opportunity to feel contentment, satisfaction, completion, a sense of doneness, and to let the biology, let the body rest a little bit. So maybe you went out for a walk and you come back and your legs are tired, and you get to sit on your back porch and be in the swing for a few minutes just to let your body recover. Maybe you've just emptied your inbox of a billion emails and you get to feel that relief, and you get to just pause and not do anything for a couple of minutes. But the way our overstimulated minds and overstimulated culture works, we actually reward this go, 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 go. We reward the activation cycles, but we have very little tolerance for what the deactivation cycles feel like. And there's some reasons for that go all the way back to our neurodevelopment, the way that we were born, the first couple of months and years of life, but we're not going to go into that right now. Think about it this way. If your system is used to going up, but is not very comfortable with going down, you're going to find ways to override it. And so maybe it's 3 in the afternoon and you've just done a big chunk of work and your eyes want to close. But instead of doing that, instead of kicking back and putting your feet up on the desk and resting for 10 minutes and then coming back refreshed to the next task, maybe you go to the kitchen and make a cup of coffee and grab a chocolate flax muffin, and you kind of ride on top of that natural wave that wants to take you down. You actually make your own wave on top of it, and you get to ride that energy that you've created from the outside. Now, there's nothing wrong with that at the times that, sometimes we need to do things when we don't have the energy for it. Maybe there's an emergency situation that you need to attend to. But making every day an emergency is really taxing on the system. So what happens is you come home at night and you've had multiple of these activation, deactivation, do rest cycles that you have overridden. And you've racked a big debt with your nervous system. You've done a lot of up, go, 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 but not enough down. And now you might be outside of the window of capacity where physiology can naturally deactivate because you've climbed so high on that mountain that actually, there's a rescue team that needs to bring you down. You can't descend on your own. And so what happens in that situation is oftentimes people will eat and eat and eat and eat until the cranial nerves, which I read about in my book, get stimulated enough and the stomach gets full enough and the pyloric sphincter gets pushed on enough that there's a cascade of relaxation in the system. And we can actually push ourselves down, food being the rescue team that takes us down from the top of the mountain. And I used to use alcohol as well for that, to bring ourselves down temporarily so that we can rest and we can go to bed. What goes up must come down. And when we end our day with this debt of not having ridden down the natural biological waves of deactivation, we try to do it all in one giant swoop. And because that has a cost, a biochemical cost to our system, we might wake up not feeling great. And so day after day after day doing this, our metabolism gets affected, our health gets affected. But what's really the saddest thing that I see in my work is that our belief that we can take care of ourselves and eat in a way that's aligned with our values also gets affected. And when my students come to me, they've tried a bazillion diets. And instead of trying the next one, what we say is, let's back off. Let's not keep pushing your system, but actually see where are the opportunities in your day where you can ride these waves of activation, deactivation very gently so that you don't rack up such a big debt with your nervous system at the end of the day that you need to pay it off with food. Now, this is a little bit abstract if you've never worked with me or with another somatic practitioner to explore this, but perhaps you can ask yourself this the next time you come back from a walk or from some kind of exertion activity. Maybe you gardened or cleaned the house. When I'm done with this, can I let my system rest? And can I notice that transition from action to rest? And can I ride that as a natural wave, like a surfer rides a wave from the ocean onto the shore, and enjoy how that brings me home? So that as I rest and I become familiar with the sensations, the emotions, the thoughts that go with that rest space, as I become comfortable there, that I can naturally spend short times, short moments of it throughout the day, but many of them, so that I don't end up in the end of the day needing to cope with food or alcohol or doom scrolling or whatever it is. I hope that this is helpful for you and it's a bit of food for thought. And let me know below in the comments how this lands with you and what are you experimenting with in your own life and nervous system.